Josh McCoon gave me this Bible.
Yes.
Several months ago, and I've just gone crazy. The local bookstore has bought like 500 of them.
Wow.
I bought 200. But I would like to give it to you.
Thank you.
This is the American Patriots Bible. It's got me and Joe's name in it.
Yes.
And this, Dr. Lee put this together, and it eliminates all the excuses that we're not a Christian nation.
Yes.
And it gives us the ammunition.
Well,
and
thank
we're
you.
giving these to people in as much as we can. And I'd love for you to have it.
Thank you very much.
I did give one to Newt Gingrich.
Okay.
Newt is my friend. I went to high school with Newt.
Did you?
But we're not best buddies, but we did play some football together.
I got you.
But I love what you said about him.
Thanks.
You said a very good thing about him. He could be your choice for vice president, and he would be a good one.
Yes.
Even in high school, he was driven to excellence.
Yes.
And all his teachers loved him. In fact, he married one of them. But anyway, that was another story. But this is also some cards that we send a lot of stuff. 70% of our business is mail order and it's military. Mm-hmm. And we put these that go overseas. So this is God's promises.
Yes.
And I want to give you a few of them. You can
right.
keep one in your wallet, and you always got a sermon right there.
Every one of these are preached.
Yeah.
You got that
right. We have one of the things that's interesting about this, with the testimonies I've had for so many of them. We had an Air Force captain about 2 years ago emailed us, and we put it on our website because he let us. But he and his wife served in the Air Force, and they came home, and they went on vacation, and they had an accident, and she died in the accident.
Oh, wow.
And he said while they were taking her away, he found this in his wallet. Because it folds up, And he said, I remember getting it. I don't remember how long I had it.
Wow.
But I read it 70 times that weekend. Wow. Best thing I ever got from you. So
that's great.
Now, the person that told me to put that in there was Oliver North. He told me 10 years ago, he said, put something in there that's inspiring. A friend of mine and I come up with that in '84. It sat in my Bible in a wrinkled piece of paper until Oliver North said, put something that's inspiration on every box.
Wow.
So we were going through 10,000 a month. I mean, it was just power of a nickel.
It is.
But anyway, I'd be very honored if you...
I am honored to accept it. Yes, I am.
And Joe is my producer, and he's an assistant to me, and he's he has made me look real good. But
the success to a lot of us is because other people help make us look good. I understand that.
But
thank you so much, Paul.
We appreciate what you've done for your country. A lot of times things are just not, we're not appreciated until it's down the road.
Yep.
But one day you will be.
Thank you.
The things we're trying to accomplish is we'd like to reestablish that we are a Christian nation. We would like to get Bible study and prayer back in our schools. There's no law that says we can't. There's policies, but no law.
Right.
And I want to share this with you. This is the unscientific study that I've done. Joe and I have done. 20% of the white people we talk to say, yeah, we want that. The others will say, well, we're primarily a Christian nation, but they don't want to push it. Every person of color, whether they're Spanish or whatever, every person of color want it. Now, there's a lot of activists out there that are minority activists, and they call themselves reverend. How many souls? That's what a reverend's all about. Mm-hmm. Unless he's a reverend to another cause. And that's what we're about, is eternal souls. And we feel like that a lot of the abortion issues, a lot of the issues that are in our schools today will go away if this Bible's taught. It can be taught as elective.
Yeah.
But this is what our goal is. And it's getting to the point that I've gotten some flack for saying this, but it's getting to the point where our prisons are safer than our schools. Because the prisons teach. We have a Bible course taught in 12 prisons, every warden says they're safer because this Bible is taught.
Now, I had been told that before, and that's true. Now think about it. You can go to jail and you can teach Bible study and pray and try to bring people to Christ all you want to. But we fight to keep it out of the schools. What a contradiction. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
if it were in the schools, less of them might go to prison.
Well, I know they would. One of the things that is interesting is that when you teach this Bible, it talks about the importance of a man being in a home and a woman.
Yeah.
A man and a woman. The woman is there to keep the house from being dismantled, to keep it in it, and to influence the children of how a woman should treat her husband, and the father is there to show how he should treat his wife. But the father is there mainly to keep the beast out. And how many times have we read this year that the boyfriend killed the baby?
Yeah.
Or the boyfriend sexually assaulted the children?
Yeah.
There's our proof. Now, I want you to just comment on it, but I want you to know that's our state. That's what we're trying to do.
I think that is admirable. And it's a fight just like everything else that we're trying to fight in this country. I remind people that the Founding Fathers referred to God in the Declaration of Independence. There's a reason for that. Because they knew that in order for them to start this country, and the principles of the Constitution are founded also upon godly principles. And the element that wants to take God out of our culture is an element that we are fighting. And I encourage you to continue. What I say to people, I say, Christians and people of faith can no longer push back.
No.
We have to fight back. This is a fight. And that's what we have to do as people of faith.
And like I told you earlier, I want us to get the attitude that we're not going to elect people that don't brag on Jesus. And when they get elected, how they vote, they be bragging on Jesus.
Yeah.
We need to be very strict about that and dogmatic about it.
Yes.
And go to the debates and say, what is your relationship with Jesus Christ? Patrick Henry says in here, we're not a religious group. It's a relationship with Jesus Christ that we're talking about.
Right.
And they've done put a lot of misinformation about our framers.
Exactly.
But even our president has said that the framers of the Constitution has made it very difficult for him to do what he wants to do. Well,
maybe what he's trying to do is the wrong thing.
Well, I think that's why they did it. Yeah. I mean,
there's a reason for that.
And in his book that we read, he said that the Constitution and the Bible were irrelevant, should be on a shelf. Now, if he feels this way, I didn't know this. He says he's a Christian. Well, he doesn't want Christ in our schools. Where does the word Christian come from?
Do you realize how long he was in office before you ever heard him utter those words?
Oh, yes. Yeah, right. Oh,
I question the sincerity of that. I really do.
I do too. Well, there's no fact. There's certainly no evidence.
Right.
Well, the evidence is not there. And I just can't tell you how much I feel like the only answer for our country is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's my opinion and Joe's opinion, and that's where we're going.
That's great.
And if we had more people like you out there that were elected, we would be halfway there probably.
We'd be halfway there. Well, that's one reason I haven't stopped speaking. I was telling the group the other day, I may no longer be pursuing the position of president, but I'm still on a mission.
God has given you a gift, and you have to use it.
Yes.
You have $1 million voice.
Well, thank you, sir. They haven't paid me that much yet.
I know, but you have a great voice.
But I hope I get to that $1 million.
but you're an orator, and you've been in business.
Yes.
And you've been successful in business. And it's not right to be punitive to people who have made money.
Exactly.
I have not seen Mr. Buffett's secretary's tax For one thing, I don't believe he pays her $60,000 a year. Nobody gonna put up for him with that. But I believe if she's invested any money, she paid 15% on the taxes.
The latest figure we have, which is in my new book, I have a new book coming out in a few weeks called 999. You're going to like the subtitle, An Army of Davids.
My goodness.
Oh, how you like that title?
We're taking on Goliath, and that's in Washington, D.C. The number that we have in the book, based upon the latest information, is that she makes $200,000 a year. He pays himself the famous $100,000 a year. So he pays income taxes on his income of $100,000 a year. Most of his wealth is invested in Berkshire Hathaway and other businesses that he is a primary stockholder. Long as he leaves that investment in those businesses, as you know, he doesn't get taxed unless he sells shares, unless he sells out. Well, we calculated that under the current system, roughly, last year, just 2011, Warren Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway, made almost $9 billion in profit. On the 999, Warren Buffett wouldn't be able to say that his secretary pays more in taxes, because we calculated that on the 999, he would have to pay $200 million in taxes a year. So it's hypocrisy is what it is. It's very hypocritical.
Old men make emotional decisions. That's why I have to keep young people around me. And I think he made an emotional statement. And I think that, honestly, the way I understood it, originally it was for not people that make $1 million or more. It was people that make multiple millions of dollars.
Right.
And then they've said Ronald Reagan, they've quoted him saying that, and he was not, Ronald Reagan never talked about a tax increase. So what he was saying is we need to bring that lady's taxes down, not up. I mean, that was what he was trying to get at.
Yeah, and the other thing that's really sort of insulting to the American people is for the president to try to latch on to this whole idea of the Buffett rule, using Buffett's name and trying to use that example to try and get what he wants to accomplish with, and it's not going to accomplish anything. If that rule passes, and it will not pass the House, and the president and the Democrats, they know this is to be used as a tool for class warfare, period.
You use class warfare.
That's all it is, a tool for class warfare.
That I resent.
Yeah, I resent that too.
My wife and I have ruined our health working all these years, and I can't. It's like a child at your business.
Yeah.
And God has sent me some wonderful people to work for me, and they're happy. Well, they wouldn't be there as long as they are.
Yeah.
But if they penalize me where I can't be making a profit,